Is your childhood crush? I'm gonna try to get this out of you.
My childhood crush, my lifelong crush, like it kind of all just goes together, is Jim Carrey. I love him so much. Oh my God.
You know, there's this weird kind of connection that happened over the internet, and I realized, you know, she was saying she was a fan, she's been a fan forever and all this stuff, and she really was wonderful to be around.
I have a crush on him?
Yeah, I met him and I like cried. It was really weird.
Yeah.
It was so weird. That was so like uncharacteristic of me. I'm usually like sort of chill and I'm usually somewhat contained.
I mean, she's even revealed that her first AIM username was Jim Carrey Fan 42 when she was in the 4th grade.
What do you do when the barrel that carries you suddenly harries you?
Stick together.
For years, people have accused Jim Carrey of cheating on his partner with Ariana Grande. Even though there's a large age gap, Ariana has been a huge fan of Jim's since the 4th grade, and she's made it very clear that he's her forever celebrity crush. Which is cute, but Hollywood blind items paint a messy picture, accusing Ariana of kissing up to Jim Carrey and even stealing his drugs. So let's get into it. As you guys know, Jim Carrey is a huge star, and so is Ariana Grande. She took her Nickelodeon career and turned it into a major music career. Even though these are two very big stars, I don't think people really imagine them together or dating or possibly sleeping with each other. But there have been rumors of this for years now.
You don't want to give in, you don't want to be afraid, but you know, it's still there.
A lot of people thought you weren't gonna perform again.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to either.
People have tried to clickbait this relationship between Ariana and Jim, but in today's video, we're going to break down everything we know that's happened between them. Let's start off with the blind items, because that's where the rumors really started. If you guys don't know what a blind item is, it's usually an anonymous tip, and this one comes from Crazy Days and Nights, which is run by a lawyer named Inti. In some cases, he reveals who the blind item is about, and in this case, it's about Jim Carrey and Ariana. So let's go ahead and break it down. August 5th, 2019. Of course, the former A-list, mostly movie actor, loves the A-list singer. They hooked up and she kissed his ass and took his drugs. Which, okay, that's a lot. So clearly those are some pretty big claims, but we don't get too much information or the details. Looking at the comments, there are some mixed reviews. Someone wrote, "I'm not surprised about Jim Carrey because of what he did to his ex," which if you have not seen that video, he pretty much like left her to die and overdose. Ew, this one, I have a nice drug collection Miss Grande can dip into as long as she offers me something to dip into. The drugs just seems like super random. So really this blind item is not only exposing them supposedly hooking up, but also using drugs together. And they don't mention which kind of drugs.
Is your childhood crush? I'm gonna try to get this out of you.
My childhood crush, my lifelong crush, like it kind of all just goes together, is Jim Carrey. I love him so much.
Oh my God.
I love him so much.
But that's only our first blind item. There are a few more which accuse Jim of cheating on his wife. This item from 2020 reads, "This A-list singer might have been public with a guy this week, but that doesn't mean she isn't hooking up with the former A-list, mostly movie comic actor who used to be the highest paid actor in the world." So Ariana Grande seen with another guy out and about, but they want to make it clear that this doesn't mean that her relationship with Jim has ended. Who are these sources? Another blind item from 2019 resurfaced, and it reads, "I think we all knew the hooking up of the former A-list, mostly movie actor, and then A-list singer was inevitable. The question is if he dumps the girlfriend he cheated on the singer with or not." I believe Jim Carrey was dating someone named Ginger at this point, so the partner that he would have been cheating on is Ginger. That's who they are referring to. Here's another creepy blind item. Jim has a history with women who have needed mental health help and addictions. So it shouldn't be a shock that this former A-list, mostly movie actor, despite supposedly being in a relationship with a dependent co-star, is doing his best to hook up with this A-list singer who has showed interest in the actor.
You know, there's this weird kind of connection that happened over the internet, and I realized, you know, she was saying she was a fan, she's been a fan forever and all this stuff. And
He went on to say that they really just admired each other's talents and raved about getting to work with Ari.
and she really was wonderful to be around.
So let's go ahead and dive into their admiration, and then at the end of this video, you guys can decide if you think they've had a relationship or not. In 2015, Ariana had an interview with Kelly and Michael, and she spent a good portion of this interview talking about Jim Carrey. She revealed that she's always had a crush on Jim Carrey. Quote, "My childhood crush, like my lifelong crush, is Jim Carrey. I love him so much."
Still have a crush on him?
Yeah, I met him and I like cried. It was really weird.
Yeah.
It was so weird. That was so like uncharacteristic of me. I'm usually like sort of chill and I'm usually somewhat contained, but I met him and I was just like,
What did he do? What did he do when you
He
were
was
crying?
like, oh my God, I was kind of nervous to meet him because I was like, you know, he's been my crush forever, and you know, what if he's not as nice as I'm expecting? And he was so over the top nice and perfect and just how I'd hoped he'd be.
It's crazy to think that Ariana is scared to meet Jim Carrey because Ariana is such a big star herself. If you've seen her lately, it doesn't seem like she's doing too well. I just thought about that because we were talking about the drug use and stuff, and you know, I don't really see Ariana as a user, but lately she has been looking quite thin. I'm not trying to pick on her body. It's literally, people are really being nasty on the internet about it, but it looks like she could be struggling, and maybe that has to do with addiction issues. I mean, Hollywood is so hard on celebrities, so I mean, a lot of them go through eating disorders, but drug addictions are a thing too. But of course, Ariana was nervous to meet Jim because she's had a crush on him for a very long time.
And he was his like classic Jim Carrey. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Be nice. Remember, be nice. I was like, oh my God, you're so cute. I love you. I was like, wow, help me God. Thank you.
And it's not so funny, like the way you feel about him is the way so many people feel about you, right?
That's so weird.
I feel like it's pretty rare to see a celebrity dedicate so much of their own press time to like another celebrity and how much they love them. But maybe that's just like literally her. I mean, she said it herself. It's her biggest celebrity crush. She's been obsessed with him for years. But how far does this obsession go? Like, would she want to get with him? At one point, she revealed online that her first AIM username was Jim Carrey Fan 42 when she was in the 4th grade.
I mean, she's even revealed that her first AIM username was Jim Carrey Fan 42 when she was in the 4th grade.
So she's been thinking about this man ever since the 4th grade. And when Ariana Grande got to meet him, she made a huge deal about it and even posted a video of the moment onto her Instagram page.
She's crying. You've done
Shortly after these two met, they were seen together again in person when Ariana and Jim started working together. She guest starred on his show titled Kidding, which I've never seen this show. Comment below if you have seen this show titled Kidding with Jim Carrey. I've never seen any of it before. This was the first time I've heard of it. But in February 2019, she appeared on the show, and it seems like they spent a couple of days together on set.
But if you can see me, how bad can things be?
What do you do when the barrel that carries you suddenly harries you?
Stick together.
Because Ariana was on his show, they took a photo together and she posted it on Instagram. She wrote, "I've been staring at my screen and no words do this moment justice. Thankful for the most special experience of my life. Nothing is crazier than getting to work and spend time with someone who you've idolized and adored since before you could speak. What's even crazier is discovering that person to be more special and warm and generous. This was a dream of an experience. Thank you, thank you, Thank you, Jim. I have so much more to say, but words actually can't cover it. So she's gushing over Jim Carrey. At this point, they've hung out a few different times, and it seems like Ariana is in love. And the fangirling doesn't stop from Ariana. On her Instagram page, she actually shared that she got a tattoo inspired by the movie The Truman Show, which is one of Jim Carrey's works. She got tattooed one of Jim's catchphrases he says in the movie, and the tattoo reads, "In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night."
Ari also has a tattoo dedicated to one of Jim's characters. On Instagram stories, Ari showed a picture of the tattoo of a Jim Carrey quote from The Truman Show that says, "In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night."
Okay, at this point, having a tattoo is a pretty big step. I mean, I'm not a really big fan of tattoos. I've got a few, but honestly, I want to get the one on my leg removed. Like, I wonder if you guys can see it. Like right there. Not cute. In that same year, 2019, Ariana posted one of Jim Carrey's quotes about depression on her Instagram stories. After she posted about her struggles with depression, Jim replied and wrote, "I read your lovely mention of me and things I've said about depression. A brilliant teacher and friend, Jim Foster, was OG on the deep rest concept. I admire your openness. I wish you freedom and peace. I feel blessed to have such a gifted admirer. Happy Easter."
Same year, Ari posted one of Jim Carrey's quotes about depression on her Instagram stories. And Jim saw her post and reached out to Ari on Twitter.
Besides those blind items, you guys might see this relationship as just, Ariana is a big fan of Jim's, and that's okay. But there have been other people who have tried to take some of this evidence and frame it as their romantic relationship. And to be honest, I'm indecisive because I also remember doing research on Jeanette McCurdy, and she was really upset with Ariana at one point because she showed up to work late or something and was bragging about hanging out at Jim Carrey's house the previous night, at night for whatever reason. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they had some relationship. I don't know if Ariana would want it, but maybe she would because she is such a super fan. But there has been an interview where Jim has spoken about Ariana, and it seems like their connection is far deeper than a couple of tweets and Instagram stories.
I've admired, just that there might be that, I know full well that I could be disappointed by the actual person. And so, when you finally have contact, we only met briefly at the White House on the lawn, and that was nice, and I said hello, and she went off.
You did?
Yeah, a couple of years ago. There's this weird kind of connection that happened over the internet, and I realized, she was saying she was a fan, she's been a fan forever, and all this stuff, and then started describing certain things to me that because I was going through certain things publicly that she felt were somehow strengthening to her.
So clearly they've had their moment if he has had the opportunity to have such a deep and intimate conversation with Ariana. You guys may know that Ariana is currently married to Dalton Gomez, and it seems like they're pretty happy. If you guys want a deep dive on their relationship, comment below. It seems like he came out of nowhere, but do you guys think that Jim Carrey has a place in Ariana's heart that, Dalton or Pete Davidson or, no one could ever fill? Publicly, Jim hasn't given that much reassurance to Ariana. I mean, he's not fangirling over her or getting tattoos of her quotes, but it does seem like their relationship is mutual. And to be honest, I do feel like there's a lot more to it that we just don't even know because it's not reported on. I mean, when you're living in LA, a casual Wednesday at Jim Carrey's house, late at night, his girlfriend is traveling, who really knows? I mean, we're just painting a picture here, but NT Lawyer clearly knows something because he's been trying to push these rumors that they are in a relationship for a very long time. But there's definitely a thing in Hollywood where older celebrities, older powerful men kind of pimp out these young pop girlies and do whatever they want to with them. I've heard this about models and actresses and so much more. So I wouldn't be surprised if Jim was attracted to Ariana and ultimately wanted to pursue it. At the end of the day, these are all rumors. So here's my email if you guys have any other video ideas for me. Let's go ahead and open a P.O. Box package item. So it looks like this is from Janet, and they're from Florida, and actually they're from where I used to be in Florida, which I miss Florida so much. Like, the weather is just so much better in Florida. What is this? Linux, Justifier of Innocence. Oh, it's Jeanette's book. So, oh wow, we've got a I don't know if you want me to show the phone number, but we've got like a card right here. Q hairstylist. If you guys need to go in Florida, on the west side of Florida. Wow, really pretty. And then it looks like she sent some lotion here. And actually, we've got a letter. So let's get to this letter. But look at this. Taffy whip. Oh, wow. That smells really good. Sloan, thank you for the entertaining videos. I hope you enjoy the story. So here's their book, which I will list below. Hi, Sloan. I've always loved your YouTube channel. You're always fair and entertaining in your storytelling and analysis. I look forward to watching your videos. I enclosed a copy of my newly released book signed for you. Thank you. It is the first of my series, Linux, Justifier of Innocence. The story is about a goddess named Linux, created by Zeus and Demeter through a human surrogate. Oh, interesting. Superheroes, and they lead them on missions based on real life tragedies to get justice. I recently launched a YouTube channel called Linux Justifier of Innocence, where we dress in costume and tell stories. Oh, cute. I'll have to link that below. I also run a small salon providing beauty and hair services. I've enclosed one of my favorite hair products for your curls because I've been wearing my curls more lately. Oh, it's organic and goes a long way. Just use a dime sized, and your book can be purchased on book.dorancepublishing.com, which I will list everything below. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this hair product. It'll be so great for the summer. Maybe I'll bring it to Coachella, and then wow, I could read this on the way to Coachella. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Bye guys.